In today's bonus video, we're going to talk about 5 ways you can share love this Valentine's Day and beyond. Hello and welcome to today's bonus video. I don't always get around to posting videos on the weekend, but this weekend, in collaboration with one of my favorite sponsors, I get to talk to you about love. Because Valentine's Day is right around the corner, I like to celebrate it. I hope you do too. And Nordgreen has graciously sponsored today's video so that we could just talk about love and I can share something with you from them. In fact, I have a great big surprise that you're going to want to stay with me all the way through the video for. But Nordgreen is one of my favorite brands to work with. They are a Danish watch brand and that produces beautiful, timeless timepieces. They have that classic essence about them, but with such a modern vibe. I just love their watches, and of course I wear them all the time. I love the fact that they are really concerned about people, really, not just the environment, not just people, but our health, our welfare, and they want to give back to the world, and I think they are so generous about that. So not only are they giving me the opportunity today just to talk about love with you, but I think they're a loving brand. I'm really impressed with them. And one of the great things you do is when you order a watch from Nordgreen is you then have the opportunity to give a portion of the proceeds from your purchase to one of their 3 NGOs. And even if you don't choose one, they're still going to give the proceeds, part of the proceeds of your purchase to the 3 of them, just divided among them. But you get to choose if you would like to provide water for a person in Central African Republic, if you'd like to provide education for a child in India, or if you would like to help protect a portion of the rainforest in Latin America. And every time that you make a purchase through Nordgreen, they are going to give to those 3 NGOs. And I just love that. Nordgreen also creates their packaging in a way that is socially and environmentally responsible. They use recycled paper and plastic bottles, and it is designed in a way to use as little material as possible. Their shipping boxes are made of FSC certified cardboard paper, which ensures that the material originates from responsibly managed forests. Not only does Nordgreen do everything they possibly can to protect the environment and to show love and concern for people, but they also create beautiful quality timepieces. I have been so pleased with all of my Nordgreen watches. I'm wearing Nordgreen's Infinity watch. It's a 32mm watch with a white dial and a gold mesh band. I thought the combination of the gold and the white was really elegant and clean looking for spring and summer. But I also got the white leather band with the gold accents that I can interchange. It's really easy to swap out these bands and you get a whole different look with your watch that way. The Infinity does come in a few other sizes too, I think. So I thought this size was really nice though for kind of a dainty watch. And one of the things that I want us to talk about today, of course, being the 5 love languages that Gary Chapman made so popular many years ago. And I will give you links to his books and his website below. But he talks about 5 love languages, and one of those love languages happens to be my love language, and that is gift giving. And of course, a beautiful watch would make such a great gift at Valentine's Day for that person in your life who also speaks that language of gift giving. Right now, you can continue to use my personal code, which I'm showing here and also is down below in the description box, to get 15% off of your purchase at Nordgreen. But the great thing is that their gift bundles, which include a watch and an extra band, are already marked down 20%. So when you use the 15% code that I have available, your savings are just really crazy. So it's a perfect time to give a gift, especially to that person who, like me, speaks that particular love language. I'm going to tell you more about Nordgreen and a special offer that they have for you at the end of the video, so make sure that you stay with me all the way through. But let's talk a little bit more about love and those 5 love languages. Like I said, Gary Chapman wrote a book many years ago. I remember my husband and I going to a retreat where we learned about the 5 love languages, and it was really quite eye-opening for us. Here's how it all plays out. This is just the bottom line. You will certainly want to read his books to know more, but there are 5 love languages, and those are simply the ways that we show and we prefer to receive love. And what is so neat about these is if you study the Bible, especially in the New Testament, you will see that Jesus demonstrated all 5 of these love languages in his life. And we have evidence of that in the Gospels. And so he is really just our great example in all 5 of these. So they're all legitimate love languages. Sometimes we think that other people's love language isn't as legitimate as our own. But the truth is we all just speak love differently. So as I mentioned, my love language is giving and giving gifts and receiving gifts. If you want to show me a little love, you just give me a gift. And so yes, something as grand and classic as a watch is precious to me, and it really does communicate to me love. But even if you just give me a little trinket or a little something that commemorates our special time together, that is love to me. And so who do you have in your life that also loves to receive gifts, and they often perhaps give gifts? In fact, that's the way to kind of know somebody else's love language, is to see how they generally express it. And in whatever way they express it, that's the kind of way that they also probably would like to receive it. So gift giving and receiving is one love language. The second love language is time, which of course also makes me think of Nordgreen, but it's not just quality time, it is also quantity time. To that person, time is precious, and time is how you spell love, T-I-M-E. And it means spending time with them, of course, perhaps talking and visiting or doing something special, but it could just be spending an extended period of time with them, doing absolutely nothing, just being in their presence. So who do you know in your life who speaks love with the word time, T-I-M-E? You know, Jesus obviously spent time with his disciples, and he loved them dearly all the way to the end. Another love language is meaningful touch. And there are so many ways that we can touch someone, of course, that conveys love. And I think most of us, we kind of put ourselves in one or two camps. Are you a toucher or are you not a toucher? Are you a touchy person or not? Are you a hugger or not a hugger, right? Well, I guarantee you that person that you know who is a hugger, that person definitely speaks the language of hugs and touch. Meaningful touch, it can include, of course, sexual touch by all means, but it also just includes things like a hand on a shoulder, putting a hand on someone's knee as you're talking to them, maybe gently touching their arm or holding their hand while you walk. So there are all sorts of ways to show that meaningful touch. Now, of course, this meaningful touch has to be tender. It has to be kind. We're not talking about harsh touching. We're not talking about the kind of touching that is abusive, but we're talking about those tender, meaningful touches that communicate love. Another way we say I love you is by literally saying it. Those words of affirmation. Do you know someone in your life who, to them, words are so powerful? Words hold more weight. Words of affirmation is a great way to say I love you, but it takes time and it takes thought, doesn't it? It also means that we need to be really careful with that person because our words do hold weight. And so when we use negative words or words that convey doubt or distrust, then those words stick with that person too. And if words of affirmation are your loved one's language, then there are some great ways you could say I love you this Valentine's Day. Maybe instead of giving a card, you could write out a poem or write out a letter with those words of affirmation. And when we say affirmation, what do we mean? I think we mean things like, I believe in you, or you've got this, or I would rather spend time with you than anybody else. Just expressing ourselves with words. And then the final love language is acts of service. Once again, I just want to go back to Jesus's example because, of course, he demonstrated this particular language so beautifully when he washed the stinky, dirty feet of his disciples. And truly, acts of service a lot of times does require that we get our hands dirty, doesn't it? To me, boy, that is a huge way of showing you love someone, because it requires a lot. It requires time, it requires effort, sometimes requires sweat of the brow, and it definitely, though, requires that we are sensitive to real needs. You see, when Jesus washed their feet, that was a real need that nobody else was taking care of. He also fed the thousands. He perceived that they were hungry and they needed to be fed. So Jesus looked for real needs. If you have somebody in your life who speaks that language of acts of service, I think it begins with looking for a real need. Sometimes when I try to speak love through an act of service, I think of something that would be fun to do for them or something that would be creative or that would make a big splash. But the truth is, this person feels most loved when you meet a real and specific and often physical need. It could be folding the clothes so that they don't have to and putting them away. It could be sweeping the floor or vacuuming out the car or cleaning that garage where you made a mess last week. Those acts of service can really speak volumes of love. So those are 5 different ways that we could say I love you this Valentine's Day and beyond. And the challenge, of course, is to think about our loved ones, the people in our home, and what language they speak. I have found that most of us have 1 or 2 languages in which we speak love. So think about the people in your family. How do they speak love? But also, I think it's so important to think about our coworkers, to think about our friends from church, to think about our siblings, perhaps, our grown siblings, and how they speak love. And show them a little love too, because often it doesn't take that much. It could just be a few words of affirmation, a little bit of time, an act of service, a meaningful touch, or a gift. And speaking of gifts, I've got news for you. Today, Nordgreen is also going to gift one of my viewers with a watch package. So this is the watch and the extra band. In fact, you get the same watch that I have. This is the same watch that you could win a set just like this with the gold mesh band, the white dial, and the leather strap to interchange with it. And the way you're going to do that, there's a few steps, but there's a link in the description box below that you'll need to go through to enter this contest. It's only open to U.S. residents because I'll have to have a physical address in the United States to mail the watch set to. But you'll go through that link, you'll go to a Rafflecopter. It's really easy to enter. You'll need to leave a comment below telling me your love language, and then also follow me on Instagram and follow Nordgreen on Instagram. And it's through your Instagram account that I'm going to get a hold of the winner and congratulate you and then get your address so I could send you the prize. So all the details for the giveaway are in the description box below. Be sure and check all those out, do all those things, and you will be signed up for the potential to win a gift package from Nordgreen. You are going to love it. Now, you do need to be in the United States for me to mail you this package, and I promise you I will have other gifts coming up in the near future to celebrate my 100,000 subscribers, but this particular gift I'm going to have to limit to the United States residents, and I will need a physical address eventually, not right now. Thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget to sign up for that opportunity to win this gift bundle from Nordgreen. All of the information is below in the description box. And also there, of course, there is a link to Nordgreen where you can shop. Use my code here to get an additional 15% off of your purchase at Nordgreen. Such a generous discount code for my community. I'm so grateful. I hope you have a great Valentine's Day, and I hope you show a little love to those in your life. Bye now.